Welcome, everybody, to my One Fear Per Year podcast. And this podcast is all about helping you help me, help you help me walk through fear together, because fear holds us back from living big, living our purpose, and we're not going to let it anymore. And I am so thrilled that Sid had said yes to come join me. So, Sid, thank you for being on and sharing about your view of fear and also the steps that you have taken to walk through fear.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you for having me. I look forward to this conversation for sure.
Woohoo! All right. So, kick us off with, when you hear this word fear, what comes up in your life? Like for you in your life, what comes up when I say fear? Because some people think like fear of spiders, fear of this, fear of that. What comes up for you?
Well, there's a couple of things that come up. First, I'd say that my initial on fear is that fear is an illusion. It's not real. You know, if it's real, then it's a threat, which is different than fear for me. That's survival and I have to do something. When it's real, when it's right in front of me, something's happening, it's no longer fear, it's a threat. I'm not even sure that I would have that feeling of fear. Let's say the thing that popped in my head is a snake in the bush. Could I fear every time I walk past the bushes that there could be a snake there? Yes. That's the feeling of something imaginary. Then there's fear that the snake's now out. It's a cobra. It's got its head up. It's ready to strike. I'm not sure I get in that space of fear as much as what do I do? And I need to react right now. So fear, this imaginary threat, it's an illusion. That's what comes up.
That is so well said. And that saying of there's nothing to fear but fear itself. The what we do internally is the fear. It's the where we get trapped, where we get stuck. It's the worst case scenario and all of that. So I think that's brilliantly stated. What in your own life, let's say in the last 10 years, is there one particular fear that you have really felt and know that it's there and you're ruminating about it or whatever, that you decided you're going to face head on?
Well, I recently came into the awareness that I was fearing that I was a failure. And so because of that, I mean, anyone that knows me and all the things I've done, I kept going hardcore after something out here because I feared that I was failing. And so anything that I would do successfully, I mean, I just got the World Peace Award, and maybe 6 days later, it wasn't even in my brain, it wasn't even existing for me until Liz, my wife, said, "What is your greatest accomplishment?" And then I learned that actually my greatest accomplishment is me, because I've gone beyond this sense of failure.
And how did you do that? What were some of the steps that you took to really, like you said, go beyond or walk through that fear of failure?
Well, I'd say first and foremost is I've been okay taking the steps in my life and taking all those steps. I mean, one thing that I think has helped me is because I had that program running in my head, I it kept me humble with all the things I've done. I mean, I could go through a laundry list of accomplishments that usually take a lifetime for people, and I've done them 10 times over. So then what has happened for me that actually gives me the space to keep going is I do have humility. And now I've come into this, having taken the steps over and over and over again, and met the people that gave me the award for, they're in Sweden, all the different things that got me here, then all of a sudden I was able to accept that, okay, I'm good enough.
The good enough thing. I love that you brought that up because according to me, and I'm no expert, but I feel like for the majority of people, the root kind of thing is this fear of not being good enough. And if I could just get someone to validate me, if I could just get someone to tell me that I'm good enough. I mean, me as a total recovering people pleaser, like I know what that fear is. Like, please value me. Do you have any thoughts of how we can really find our own inherent worth from the inside without all that external validation?
First, I'd say go into this place of listening. I mean, listening to myself. I mean, I'm fortunate that I started meditating at 8. So 46 plus years ago, I began meditating, which is listening. Like praying is about speaking. Meditation is about listening. So listening to myself and beginning to see what's the thoughts going on in the background, the subconscious thoughts, and now choosing to move with the thoughts that are actually moving in the direction of where I want to go. That's how it shows up for me. And I think one big part of that is letting go of the need to look good and the need of avoiding looking bad. When those two things came out of the way, then it was like, okay, now there is no failure. I'm just doing what I do and it's going to be good enough.
Oh, yes. Yes. The the centered place where there's this phrase, it's not even a phrase, it's 2 words that I heard years ago that it was almost like a mantra to me where somebody said, I aim to have confident humility. And I was like, confident humility, confident humility. That's so genius and amazing because it's not the arrogance and the ego. It's allowing, almost this sense of allowing and surrendering. What has been your experience with those concepts of allowing and surrendering in your own life?
Allowing is this essence of receiving. You know, I know that there's something greater than me. Like, and I can say this, everyone likely should have that awareness that something is greater than ourselves. My body operates without me thinking about it. So something else is operating that. I didn't jump in my mom and make a baby, which is me, to be hatched. So there's all those things, right? There's something greater than myself, and allowing it to be the driver, whatever that it is that you want to call it. For me, allowing that to drive and then receiving has been the culmination of the two, like allowing and surrender, allow and surrender. And now I've got to receive it. So if I ask for something, if I continue to have to ask over and over and over again, I don't actually believe in the thing that's bigger than me. So I think that's how it shows up for me. I have the utmost faith. And then from faith allows me to come into this place of knowing, because when it happens, now I don't even have to have faith in it. I know it. And then I can be again in that space. And fear resides in that need of survival.
Do you have a particular story in your own life? And it could go as far back as you want of walking through fear very directly, where you had this fear and you made an intentional choice to walk through it and go to the other side that way instead of avoiding and, wanting to be in your comfort zone. Do you have a story like that?
Well, I'm going to tell it in 3 parts because it goes from 3 to 15 to 3 years ago. And the first one at 3, walked in, and I could take a Flintstone vitamin. This is going to sound weird. I could take a Flintstone vitamin and I could pee the color. So when I told my sister, she freaked out and told my mom. And next thing you know, I'm having surgery. So that was where the fear started for me. Like at that age of, okay, these big people are putting me on a gurney, and now I'm fastened down. I can't move, and and they knock me out. Well, I go to the light. And when I get to the light says to me, son, I've got you. So I had that level of faith when I came back. It was like, oh, I'm taken care of. That thing said, I got you. And that thing's more real than all of this drama going on in my life. So then at 15, I lost my sight the first time. I was in England playing soccer, and had these things come on my eyes, and I lost my sight. 3 days later, it came back. And then 3 years ago, I lost my sight again. This time, I now had all those things that caused me to feel the fear of what was possible. And I had to remember, okay, this thing said, I got you. And when I surrendered to that and I received other people's help, I was able to get my sight back. And then I was able to see the beauty of God's world. And so when I look at fear as the thing that is for me, I look at fear as the barrier around what I know. And when I move beyond what I know into the unknown, there's that feeling of fear. And if I allow myself to go beyond that barrier, I open up to something else that I didn't know I didn't know. And that's kind of the walk. So over time now, fear, the feeling, is just a feeling letting me know I'm stepping into something I didn't know.
And the I got you. I got you. The voice of the divine, the power that and the beauty that is there when we're tuned in enough to hear that. And man, what an incredible story that is. How I ask everybody this, and there's no right or wrong answer, but when you hear the word fear, if you were to give us an exact opposite word, what would you say is the exact opposite word of fear?
The exact opposite, I'd have to say, like a lot of people say it's love, but love is everything. So the opposite of love is indifference. The opposite of fear is courageousness. So as soon as I step into being courageous and go for it anyway, regardless of my fear, then the universe is able to love me and move me into whatever it is that I'm fearing getting to. So that's it. I mean, it's just having the courage to go for it.
How, in your opinion, do we build that courage muscle? Because that's one of my topics as far as building the courage muscle. I'd love to hear from you what you think about that.
There's a lot of ways. First one is I think of just my time as an athlete, as a coach, going to the weight room. How do you build up muscle? Is time on task. Do it over and over and over again. The muscle gets built. So if I want to build up courageousness, I just have to step into some things that allow me to feel courageous, which would look like, a lot of people say, do something you fear once a day. That's going to teach you courageousness. And they can be small things. It's like if someone has a type of texture that they're like, nah, when I eat that, I'm scared it's going to be just disgusting. Okay, that's a small step. Now take the next step and take the next step and keep going. For me, I know when I'm at peace, there is no fear. Like when I'm at peace, I'm sitting in that place. And so I work for peace. I'm a disciple of peace. My discipline is always to get back to peace no matter what. And sometimes that looks like, oh, this feeling doesn't feel good. And I may have to go say something to someone just to be courageous to get back to peace. So that's what I'd say.
Yes. And that alignment, that true alignment of what we need to do. Well, funny that you say do one thing every day, because I took like the real long approach. I'm like, we'll do one fear every year. Then we have 365 days. But that's a lie, because ultimately, what happens is you start, once you do one fear that you feel really good about and proud of yourself, the momentum starts to build. And then you're like, heck yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Because even though I felt terrified, on the other side, there's all these benefits. Like the list goes on and on. So the one fear per year for me was just not to get overwhelmed and not to stay stuck. It was like, let's just take one thing in this year and I'm going to plan and research and figure out how I'm going to do it and then walk through it. So that being the name of the show, One Fear Per Year, for you, what is your next fear in this upcoming year that you are going to walk straight through?
I mean, I could sit here for a long time thinking, all right, what is there a fear? And I guess the only thing is to completely let go of everything. To truly just be okay with the movie we have coming, the next book, Autobiography of a Human, the Change book, the album that my producer gets here tomorrow for us to record the full album of Human. To just not care if it's good or bad. Like I really don't. And to make sure that I'm in that awareness when the first time I step up to the mic in the booth and it's like, okay, just sing. Who cares? And that's it. That's where I am now. Don't get me wrong. There were a lot of steps. There were a lot of things. And to get here at this point in my career, in my life, it's just that space of being careless, but actually caring about everything.
Sid, thank you so much for your honesty, your heart, your peace-mindedness, and this ability, I feel like, or challenge of surrendering and truly letting go and being the vessel and having it be about the message, not necessarily like the messenger kind of concept, I think is brilliant, life-changing, world-changing. So thank you so much for being my amazing guest today.